Thornton Tomasetti, formerly the Thornton Tomasetti Group. Thornton Tomasetti Engineers, LZA Technology, is an American 1,200-plus person structural engineering consulting firm headquartered in New York City. Founded in 1956 as Lev Zetlin Associates, the 50-year-old company has office locations throughout the world. The company has expertise in structural engineering, facade engineering, forensics, renewal, construction engineering, property loss consulting, sustainability, applied science, protective design and transportation. The engineering firm provided the structural design for several of the world's tallest building structures, including the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and Taipei 101 in Taiwan. Other structures designed by the firm include Soldier Field in Chicago, Petco Park in San Diego, and the Minneapolis Public Library in Minneapolis, among other architects of note. Thornton Tomasetti has collaborated with Cesar Pelli, Santiago Calatrava, Renzo Piano, and Rafael Vinoly. Thornton Tomasetti works to advance sustainable design and construction practices. About one-fifth of its staff are LEED accredited professionals. LEED app. Thornton Tomasetti was the first structural engineering company to sign the AIA 2030 commitment. History. The company began using the name Thornton Tomasetti in 1975 when Charlie Thornton and Richard Tomasetti purchased Lev Zetlin Associates, LZA, from Gable Industries, to which Lev Zetlin had sold LZA in 1971. Thornton Tomasetti immediately began to branch out and enter the high-rise market with several innovative designs. New York City office. The New York City office essentially began in 1956 as Lev Zetlin Associates, LZA, founded by Lev Zetlin upon the completion of his Ph.D. at Cornell University. Zetlin pioneered the use of the double-layer bicycle wheel roof system used in the Utica Civic Auditorium, also known as the Utica Memorial Auditorium, as well as the hyperbolic (HIPAR) roofs used in American Airlines 747 superhangars at airports in Los Angeles and San Francisco. Lev Zetlin also embraced the creative use of materials, most notably demonstrated in a bridge design made entirely of paper products for an international paper ad. Chicago office. In 1993, Thornton Tomasetti acquired Cohen Barreto Marchetta's CBM, and created a Chicago office. Founded in 1965 by Eli Cohen, CBM pioneered the use of the now common composite steel structural system, which combines a reinforced concrete core wall to resist lateral loads with a light steel floor framing. The development of 50 to 60-story buildings became more feasible and efficient because the lighter framing reduced construction time and expense, and allowed for large, column-free spans, giving architects greater freedom in exterior expression. In the early 1960s, Cohen's adaptation of the concrete cooling tower design to high-rise offices required a change in the way the unions worked. Until that time, ironworker contracts forbid members of other trades to work at higher elevations at job sites. But the proposed system was reviewed with them and they agreed to let concrete workers work above them. Merger with Zetlin Associates. On September 8, 2015, Thornton Tomasetti announced that it had merged with structural engineering firm Zetlin Associates. The combined firm will have 1,200 employees operating in 34 cities internationally, and will operate under the Thornton Tomasetti name. Projects. Skyscrapers, buildings and structures. 1111 South Wabash, Chicago. 181 West Madison, Chicago. 191 North Wacker, Chicago. 30 Hudson Street, Jersey City, New Jersey. 30 West Oak, Chicago. 401 East Ontario, Chicago. 425th Avenue, New York. 5 Times Square, New York. 546 Fifth Avenue, New York. 55 East Erie, Chicago. 550 West Jackson, Chicago. 599 Lexington Avenue, New York. 717 Texas Avenue, Houston, Texas. 745 7th Avenue, New York. 840 North Lake Shore Drive, Chicago. 855 Avenue of the Americas, New York. ABN AMRO Plaza, Chicago. Armour Building, Chicago. America's Tower, New York. Block A and Block C. MGM City Center, Project City Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. Block 21, Austin, Texas. Bloomberg Tower, 731 Lexington Avenue, New York. CBS 2 Broadcast Center, Chicago. Chase Center, Chicago. Chifley Tower, Sydney, Australia. Children's Museum of Los Angeles, Los Angeles. Citicorp Center, Chicago, Illinois. City View Tower, Chicago, Illinois. Conrad Chicago Hotel, Chicago. Comcast Tower, Philadelphia. Continental Center, New York. Deep Space Auditorium, Verona, Wisconsin. Embassy Suites, New York. Erie on the Park, Chicago. Eurasia Tower, Moscow. Federation Tower, Moscow. 50 South 6th, Minneapolis. Furman Hall, New York. Great American Tower at Queen City Square, Cincinnati. Harborside Financial Center Plaza 5 and Plaza 10, Jersey City, New Jersey. Hilton New Orleans Riverside, New Orleans. Kingsbury on the Park, Chicago. Lehman Brothers Building, New York. Leo Burnett Building, Chicago. Lotte Center Hanoi, Hanoi, Vietnam. McMahon Hall of Fordham University, New York. Minara Maxis, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Metapolis, Hwaseong, South Korea. Minneapolis Central Library, Minneapolis. Mirandover Condominiums, Columbus, Ohio. Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth, Fort Worth, Texas. New York Times Building, New York. 1 Indiana Square, Indianapolis. 1 Liberty Place, Philadelphia. 1 Mellon Bank Center, Pittsburgh. 1 Pennsylvania Plaza, Philadelphia. Optima Horizons, Evanston, Illinois. Optima Towers, Evanston, Illinois. Overture Center, Madison, Wisconsin. Palazzo Lombardia, Milan, Italy. Park Alexandria, Chicago. Petronas Towers, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Plaza 66, Shanghai. PRC, Prentice Women's Hospital, Chicago. R. Donnelly Building, Chicago. Random House World Headquarters, New York. Taipei 101, Taipei, Taiwan. Tencent Headquarters, Shenzhen, China. The Claret Water Tower, Chicago. The Edge, Brooklyn, New York. The Westport, New York. The Plaza at PPL Center, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Times Square Tower, New York. UBS Tower, Chicago, Illinois. University of Chicago Graduate School of Business Building, Chicago, Illinois. Weave the Zenith, Busan, South Korea. Western Hotel at Copley Place, Boston. Winspire Opera House, Dallas. Stadiums and convention centers. American Airlines Arena, Miami. Harvest Ballpark, Springdale, Arkansas. AT&T Park, San Francisco. Baku National Stadium, Baku, Azerbaijan. Barclays Center, Brooklyn. New York. Basra Sports City, Basra, Iraq. Box Center, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Bridgestone Arena, Nashville, Tennessee. Children's Mercy Park, Kansas City, Kansas. Consol Energy Center, Pittsburgh. Ford Center, Evansville, Indiana. Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan. Honda Center, Anaheim, California. Kohl Center, Madison, Wisconsin. MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nationals Park, Washington, D.C. Nationwide Arena, Columbus, Ohio. Pepsi Center, Denver. Petco Park, San Diego. Phillips Arena, Atlanta. PNC Park, Pittsburgh. Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey. Rogers Place, Edmonton, Canada. Soldier Field, Chicago. United Center, Chicago, U.S. Cellular Field, Chicago, U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis. Videotron Center, Quebec City. Yankee Stadium, New York. Renewal and Rehabilitation, Chrysler Building, Facade Rehabilitation, New York. United States Capitol Dome, Structural Rehabilitation, Washington, D.C. Washington Monument Renovation, Washington, D.C. Winter Garden Reconstruction, Structural Repairs, New York. Forensics, Investigation and Property Loss Consulting. I-35 Bridge Collapse, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Indiana State Fair Stage Collapse, Miller Park Investigation, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Response to Cat 90 Sandy, New York, New Jersey and Connecticut. Tropicana Parking Garage Collapse, Atlantic City, New Jersey. World Trade Center Disaster Response, New York. Under construction, 151 Incheon Tower, Incheon, South Korea. Baha Ma, the Bahamas. Comcast Innovation and Technology Center, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Diamond of Istanbul, Istanbul, Turkey. Jeddah Tower, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Kohinoor Square, Mumbai, India. Moscow International Business Center Lot 13, Moscow. Museum of the Built Environment, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. One Broadway Plaza, Santa Ana, California. Pinggan International Finance Center, Shenzhen, China. San Francisco Transbay Terminal, San Francisco. Shanghai Tower, Shanghai, China. Signature Tower Jakarta, Jakarta, Indonesia. Sokar Tower, Baku, Azerbaijan. West 57, New York. Wilshire Grand Tower, Los Angeles. Wuhan Greenland Financial Center, Wuhan, China. Community projects. In addition to founding Thornton Tomasetti, Charlie Thornton founded the ACE Mentor Program, which is a not-for-profit organization formed to enlighten and motivate students toward architecture, construction, engineering, and related careers by providing mentoring opportunities for future designers and constructors. In 2008, Thornton was awarded the Henry C. Turner Prize for Innovation in Construction Technology from the National Building Museum for his work with this program. Notes. Thornton Tomasetti Corporate Website, ACE Mentor Program.